Hey guys, welcome to another video. Today it's a very important video because the GRE has been going on and everyone's been taking it at home. They're not going to the test centers anymore and we don't know how or when the things are going to start back up at the test centers. So the only option for people who want to apply for fall 2021 or spring 2021, maybe even later, spring 2022 even, is to actually take the test at home in the testing environment at your home itself, right? So because of that, a lot of people have been going on about how the test is a little bit different from the actual test which happens at the testing centers. And in this video I'm going to give you 5 tips to ace the GRE at home with some bonus tips towards the end. Before I begin, I want to tell you that this is going to be everything you need to actually make sure that you know your stuff right, you know exactly what to do on the test day, and within these 5 tips I'm encapsulating everything you actually need to know. By the end of this video you'll know exactly what to do and how to actually go about the process. If you believe that that's something that I can possibly do and I actually help you by the end of it, I want you to go ahead and click the subscribe button, not right now but at the end. We'll begin with the first tip right now. The first one is that if you've ever taken the test in the testing center, or if you're preparing for it at home, you're going to be using, I know that most people use a notepad, a notebook, with a pen and a paper, and they keep practicing. That's not going to work on the test day when you take the GRE test at home. ETS has some very basically they have some reservations about the security of their test. So the questions on the test day, they do not want those questions actually going outside, to anyone else. So they won't let you use a paper. You're going to use either a whiteboard with a marker or a transparent sort of a paper which can, where basically you can erase everything. So I just recommend getting a whiteboard. It's simpler. Get a marker, but do not get a very thick marker. Make sure that you get a marker which is a little bit thin, okay, and you're able to at least fit in 2 or 3 questions even when solving quantitative questions on it. Okay, that's the number 1 tip. You need to be ready, you need to know, and that's something that you can actually even practice with. Practice with the marker. Keep practicing when you're taking the mock test. Use that marker, use that whiteboard, and keep wiping off the whiteboard and using that whiteboard again and again. Okay, so that's important. Tip number 1. Tip number 2 over here is you need to have a stable internet connection. And no one's going to tell you about this, but I actually have a surprise for you in this tip, okay? So, stable internet connection, at times you'll say, hey, my Wi-Fi keeps going off in between, there's nothing I can do, I cannot control it. Now, I'll give you a way where you can actually control it. I actually use this all the time when I'm working, when I do need a sensitive internet connection, which cannot go off, I'm doing something important. Well, the one thing you can do is you can connect to 2 Wi-Fis at once. Okay, you can connect to 2 Wi-Fis. Maybe one of them can be your home Wi-Fi and the other one can be your mobile hotspot, right? So 2 Wi-Fis will make sure that you will actually never be losing the connection. Of course, ETS has some ways wherein you will be basically able to reconnect to the test. They're not gonna, it's not like your test will end or something, but even having that psychological effect that the test in between it stopped and the timer is going on, whatever is happening, you're on the back of your mind, you will start to be worried, and that's something that we absolutely want to avoid. Okay, now in order to actually connect to 2 Wi-Fis, what I recommend is using something like this. Okay, this is just an external Wi-Fi adapter. Okay, do not worry about the company name over here. You can buy any one. I personally use the TP-Link one. Again, not that this video is sponsored by them, but I think getting one of these will help. And this actually costs less than $10 right now. So you can get this, okay? One adapter like this is actually inside your laptop, which you can actually use to connect to your home Wi-Fi. And the other one can be this one, which you can use to connect to your mobile hotspot. And by any chance, I'm not saying it should, but by any chance, let's say your Wi-Fi at your home, goes away, even for a bit, even for a few seconds, the other one will automatically pick up. And it'll automatically start using up, the other one. Okay, so connecting to 2 Wi-Fis can really help you. You will not get disconnected. Trust me, it's one of the best ways. And no one actually talks about this, but this is something that I wanted to give you in this video. I'll keep this right over here. Okay, the next one over here is a lot of people called me and asked me, can we actually cheat on the test day? Is it possible to cheat? Because the proctor can't see everything. Of course, once before the test, you'll have to show him the 360-degree view of your room, but after that, the proctor is not really looking. What if we have some formulas, we can pull up later on, put it behind the laptop or something like that? I would say don't do that. There's a lot of ways that they are tracking you. There's basically the eyeball movement. They're checking your eyeball movement, even if they see something, fishy happening over there. chances are you're going to get some warnings, and later on they can even cancel your test. Even your test video is recorded. Basically the video of you actually taking the test is recorded, so you can even be getting one of these notifications later on. So you don't want to do that. Make sure that you're not cheating on the test. It's better to actually just study for the test and be safe, and because there can be a lot of provisions. What if you get blocked by the ATS? What if they block you for 1 year, you can't take the test again, something like that. So don't try to go ahead that pathway. I do not recommend it at all. Okay, just do what you actually do, and you will definitely get a good score if you have had some good preparation. If you haven't, make sure that you watch my video on how to score 330 on the test in 2 months, and you can genuinely go ahead and you will be able to score a lot better. Okay, so hopefully that helps. The next thing is mock tests. Now your testing environment is right here. If I were to take the test, maybe the GRE in the next 10-20 days, I would take it right here on my desk. This is my testing environment. I can use this, I can leverage this. Earlier it used to be I did not have that access to my testing environment. Now I can take my mock tests right here. I can take them right here in the testing environments, and it's exactly going to basically impact how you feel on the test day. And I'm sure you might have noticed that already. That's a huge asset that you can use to your advantage. Do not skip that. Point number 5. Oh, before I actually move on to point number 5, if you do not know what are the right mock tests to take, you can actually go on to YMGrad.com, go into the articles section over here, and you will see over here, it's one of the most popular articles, I believe, GRE mock tests you cannot afford to miss. Go ahead, check this out. You'll even see my mock test scores. You'll see the best mock tests. You'll see where you can get them. You'll see a detailed comparison over here, in a tabular form. I think this will be very helpful for you. Okay. Finally, the tip number 5 is that you need to know the experience. Okay, what is knowing the experience? Knowing the experience means actually going ahead, studying the ATS website. They actually have on their website some instructions as to how the test is going to be carried out by ProctorU. Okay, so you need to know the test, need to know what happens, what if your family walks into your room? What happens then? What if, something like that happens? What will you do in that case? What if your internet connection goes away? What will you do in that case? You should know everything about the test. You should know everything about the experience. All these ifs and what you'll do if this happens. These things should be in your mind. These, they can really be helpful, so that you feel more secure from the inside. You feel more protected. Okay, and of course, your family shouldn't walk into your room when you're taking the test. Try to make sure that you have a latch, you put it on, let your family know you're taking the test. Don't make any noises. Try to keep it silent, okay? So you can take your test in peace. And finally, a few more things over here, some bonus tips. You can say, on the test day, have enough carbs. Before taking the test, have some carbs, have some proteins. Eggs are a great source. You can have some protein bars. They're gonna keep you actually focused on the test for pretty long, and I think that's something that you should definitely be inclined towards, eating well. Secondly, dress well. If you dress well, you can score well. Believe me, this is very important. If you're dressing in your, if you're basically waking up from the bed in your pajamas and you're taking the test, that's not recommended at all. Okay, and finally, don't be scared of the proctor. The proctor will actually have control of your screen. He will also be connected to you via chat, and he will be able to see you, but you won't be able to see the proctor. But don't be scared of the proctors. They're there to help. As long as you're not cheating, they're there to help. They're your friends. Okay. Apart from that, keep hustling, keep studying well. I know that you have this. You can do this. You can basically take these tests and you can get into one of the top schools. But for now, you need these tips. And if you haven't written them down, I would highly recommend note them down somewhere, so you're ready for the test. I want you to be absolutely ready, and let me know how these tips helped you, and let me know your scores down below once you actually take the test. I hope this video helps, and like I said, if this video helped, before this video you promised me that you'll subscribe to the channel, so if this video helped you, go ahead and do that for me. I'll really appreciate it. Thank you so much for watching. Have a good day. All the best for your test. Bye.